Hello! We are Team Crystal Clear. This right here is a wine glass cleaning machine. We aim to wash and polish wine glasses. With glasses, there are two main problems. The first is that it is very brittle. The second is that if you let water air dry on glasses, you're gonna get what we call hard water stains, which is the cloudy thing that you see on glasses. Right? So we developed the nozzle to essentially drag and sweep water droplets out of the glass without it evaporating on the glass. We are Team Crystal Clear and we are here to enhance your wine drinking experience.
So hi, I'm Elise, representing Project EDIC, which stands for Accurate Nasogastric Device for Insertion. So the problem that we're trying to solve here is that currently there's an ineffective training regime to teach caregivers on how to insert NGTs onto their child. The current situation right now at KKK is that there's theory, there's training on a dummy, and there's insertion on their child. So the two gaps are first visual. So we created a low fidelity prototype for them to understand the internal anatomy of a baby, and we did a high fidelity prototype which helps them understand the different scenarios.
We present to you the Species Assessment Mapper, SAM. So this is an autonomously navigating robot that works to detect invasive species. Now Singapore has a massive invasive species problem, especially invasive creepers. All our parks such as Botanic Gardens, Bukit Timah Hill, they're all covered in invasive species. And for this, you need to survey the entire park to find all these creepers and remove them manually. Now NParks spends millions of dollars every year on manpower to survey these plants manually. Now we replace this with our robot.
Hi, we're EDIC. So range anxiety is one of the biggest issues out there, which is preventing people from adopting EVs. And in places like India, where charging infrastructure aren't at your dispense, this could be a big problem, especially when you're traveling across states and when you're traveling long distance. There are several factors that affect range anxiety, but state of charge is the one that we have decided to address. Current estimation methods have an estimation error of around like 10%, but with our algorithm, we have managed to bring it down to less than 1%.
Hello, we are Team IntelliBeats. So basically we realized that clinicians do identify saying that they have problems with like high cognitive workload when it comes to interpreting cardiotocographic graphs. So what this cardiotocography machine does is basically tracks uterine contractions from the mom and as well as the fetal heart rate as well. So they experience high cognitive workload because there's a lot of manual interpretation needed in terms of like counting the small squares in the graphs. So this is where our machine comes in IntelliBeats. We have two components, hardware and the software. For software aspect, it's basically color coding specific critical regions on the CTG graph, and for the hardware, it produces a physical output.
Hi guys, our project is on converting municipal food waste into lactic acid. So the main problem is that public food waste collectors have to take in all the food waste in Singapore in 2025, and this becomes a significant waste stream for them. Furthermore, lactic acid is grown from purpose-grown crops, and these crops can be used to feed people and used for other purposes as well. So we have our process, we will convert the municipal food waste into lactic acid. So how do we go about it?
Okay, so like our process unfolds in three phases. So the first one is pre-treatment. So this is the phase where we extract out the glucose from the food waste. And food waste, naturally, they have like about 50% of carbohydrate value in them. After extracting out the glucose, we actually pass it through the treatment phase, which is a bacterial fermentation using the bacterial Lactobacillus helveticus. And afterwards, it will actually produce lactic acid. And now with this lactic acid, we will purify it using a microfiltration membrane.
Thank you everybody once again for everybody's hard work. See you all in 6 months.